morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whenever you are watching this, whether it's still weekend or weekday, maybe it's a day after you've watched this clip, or it's a long time after, or it's the day that we've posted it. Welcome to you guys. Hope that you've had a great week, and we are so looking forward to having you with us for another episode of Gap Gracepoint Online. Today, we are finishing off our Gap at the Movie series, as we've been watching for the last 4 weeks some great movie clips and seeing what themes can we see in these movie clips about us and the people around us and about God and about nature and about all these amazing things. And so today we're going to be looking at another clip, and that is from the movie Up. Now, I really love this movie. I love the colors of the balloons, the house, the scenery, the dogs. I love all of it. I think it's really amazing, and I hope that you guys also like this movie. Maybe you've watched this movie, or maybe it's something to add to your movies to watch list so that you can watch it another time. But to make sure that we don't miss out and everybody knows what we're talking about today, let's pause this video for a second, go to the comments and the description below, click on the link and go watch our movie clip for today. And so pause, hit that link, and let's go watch. So, if you haven't guessed it yet, today we are going to be talking about dogs as our amazing creatures that we see from this movie and from God's creation that show us our themes for today. Our themes are loyalty and love, two things that are super important to us as Christians, and to be good disciples of Jesus, we need to be loyal and loving. One of the things I love about this dog that we see in the movie clip is he's got a really cool name. His name is Doug. He's really great. And he's also someone who is so loving, so kind, and so loyal. Doug is maybe even a little bit too kind, too loving, and too loyal that it gets him in trouble sometimes. But he is so great. So Doug is one of those kinds of dogs that just follows everybody around that he loves. We see how he says that you are my master, I love you, I'm going to follow you. And the old man is like, I'm not your master, you will not follow me, and you will not love me because I do not love you. Well, as you saw at the end of our clip, at the end, love wins him over, and the old man is super excited to see Doug and happy that he is the master, this is his dog, and that he does love him. So let's have a look in nature. What can we see about the themes of loyalty and love from our dogs, the creatures for today? One of the great things about dogs is that they are man's best friend. There's a reason why they're called man's best friend, because they are always right here by your side no matter what. If your dog is not close to you, turn around. He's not going to be far away from you, or she's not going to be far away from you, because dogs love to love people and humans. Maybe you don't like dogs, but look at these dogs as a created creature of God that talks to us about the theme of loyalty and love. Dogs are called man's best friend. They are extremely loyal and extremely loving. Loyalty means to stick to something. And dogs are a great example of that because they are often sticking to humans just like glue. Sometimes you almost got to tell your dog to leave you alone just for a little bit because they are always with you. And so dogs show us the theme of loyalty. Dogs also show to us the theme of love because they just have so much love. And God is just like that. In fact, if you spell dog backwards, you get the word God, because God is just like that. He is loyal and loving towards us. Now, did you know that God created us in a way that is a little bit similar to dogs, in that we are also created to be loving and loyal? When God created the whole world, and that's what we looked at in the first week of this movie series, God looked at us lovingly, and he said we were very good when he created us. He looked at the world, and he made us out of love to exist in a relationship of love with him. And so we are created out of love, for love, and with love. And so we are to go out and share the love that we have from God with those around us. We are also to go and love God in the best way possible, to always think about God, to be loyal to God and God's way, and to show love to those that God also loves, and that is God's people. And so we are to love God and love those around us. Just like dogs, we are to be loyal to the way that we are supposed to go. Last week, we spoke about the idea of direction, consistency, and discipleship. And those things, in a nutshell, talk about loyalty. Loyalty is saying, this is my goal. This is what I'm going to do. I will be faithful and committed to doing this, no matter what it takes, because I do it because I care about it. Just like a dog loves you and is loyal to you because he cares about you, so are we to be loyal and committed to doing what God has taught us to do, and that is to love those around us. And so lastly for today, let's have a look at what the Bible tells us about loyalty and love. These are some of my favorite scriptures. The first one is from 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 to 8a. So that's the first part of verse 8. And so maybe you've heard this scripture a lot of times before. It's possibly one of the most quoted verses for weddings and ceremonies and things about love, but it is really powerful. And listen carefully to what it says. It says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous. It does not brag. It is not proud. It is not rude, not selfish, and does not become angry easily. Love does not remember wrongs done against it. Love takes no pleasure in evil, but rejoices over the truth. Love patiently accepts all things. It always trusts, always hopes, and always continues strong. Love never ends. Those words that describe love in this passage are verbs. They are doing words. And so if we are to love, we've got to do the things that love is. Someone once gave me a really good tip, and they said that if you want to be someone who is kind and loving, go read the scripture again and replace the word love with your name. So as you read it, you'll have Ilse is patient and kind, Ilse is not jealous, she does not brag, and she is not proud. Because those are some ways that we can practically go out and love those around us by doing those specific things. Remember, as Christians, we are to be loving, and so we need to live to try and do those things around us. The second scripture we can look at is 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13 to 14, which says, "Be careful, continue strong in faith, have courage, be strong, and do everything in love." That last bit says, do everything in love, meaning whatever you do, do it lovingly, do it kindly, do it with all your strength because you are doing it for God and to show love to those around us and to God by showing that love to those around us. Last scripture for today is from Proverbs 3, verse 3, and it says, "Don't ever, ever, ever stop being kind and truthful. Let kindness and truth show in all that you do." Kindness and truth are another way of being loyal and loving. If we are loyal to truth and loyal to being kind, we are showing love to those around us. And so we need to continue on being kind and truthful in all that we do. Don't ever stop. And so these scriptures today speak to us about these themes, loyalty and love. Remember that our inspiration, if you ever need inspiration, is just to look at your dog and have a look at how loving and loyal your dog, or maybe if you don't have a dog, maybe your cat or your fish or your bird, whatever pet you have, is loving and loyal towards you. Remember that as Christians, we are to be loving and loyal, both loyal to God and doing what God has asked us to do, and loving and loved towards God, and also loving towards those around us. And so that is loyalty and love. Guys, I hope that you've really, really enjoyed this episode and also this series. We'll do another one of these series probably sometime soon because it's one of our favorites here at Gracepoint as we look at these movies and see what we can learn. But don't ever forget that these videos are available on YouTube for you to go back to watch at any time if you want to come back to a theme. And you want to have a look at what do these themes tell us once again. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series, this episode, and that you have a fantastic week. We'll see you again next week for another great series, another great episode, and another great time of being Gap kids together, gathered online to worship and praise and learn about God. I'll see you again next week, guys. Bye!